Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I just like to introduce this panel because we, ICNA Council for Social Justice, basically co-sponsor a study done by Kathy and there are two institutions like Coalition for Civil Freedoms and Project Salam. They published this report before, and this is the second edition. Basically, it is dealing with all those cases of Muslims. They are sued by the government, and now they are in prison. Some of them probably they got freedom under the charges of terrorism after September 11. And they analyze the whole charges and the fabrication and the reality of that, and she will explain that. But basically, this problem of FBI entrapment, or it's not a new thing for, yes, Muslims are facing that, especially Muslim youth are facing that, and still they are facing these type of efforts by FBI. They like to have informer, they like to have their agent, they like to pursue some Muslim and putting words in their mouth and recording all those, and then ultimately putting them behind the bar on the charges of terrorism. This is, we should know that this American history, American intelligence agencies, American Federal Bureau of Investigation, they have been doing it for several decades. The famous one during the 60s and 70s, when there was civil rights movement of Afro-Americans. So the FBI created a program, and the abbreviation is very famous. Books have been written on that. That is COINTELPRO, Counterintelligence Program. No, I think it's not exactly the similar, but this countering violent extremism is also, I think, created by during Obama period, and now I think still it is it continues. So this counterintelligence program, COINTELPRO, was created not only just to surveil the activists during that period, but to infiltrate, to create division, to making their agents, creating a lot of differences between the leadership, fake news, fake photos. So all of those things, and then investigating them, then putting them, basically, at that time, the charges were that all these activists, they are the agent of communism, and they have some connection with Communist Party in America. No, I think the tactics are the same, but some language change. No, it is that, okay, they are terrorism, first of all, war on terrorism, and they may try to make that terrorism means Muslims are doing something wrong. Terrorism does not mean any non-Muslim doing something wrong, that is maybe individual act. But terrorism, Islamic terrorism, they very much like to align this world with Muslim and Islam. These are the efforts. So now, no more communism. Communism was defeated in the 80s, so now they are putting everything on either Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or any extremism, terrorism. All those labels are being... So the same files, same techniques, now the law enforcement agencies are using against Muslim community. If you remember, George Bush initially claimed that shake the community. And that is the code word for the whole law enforcement agencies. Shake the community means having all those, means after September 11, we remember they are recording every Jummah khutbah. Rather, they collected so much information about Muslims in some places. I remember in Dallas probably, the FBI people were saying to the Muslim leadership, we have so many quantity of information about Muslim, all their infights, their telephone calls, their whatever they are discussing in the meetings, fights in the masajid. We have so much information, we don't know what to do. So they know probably Muslim community more than Muslim community know themselves. But the target was this thing. So I think the main issue is for today's panel is that we should be aware of that. We should know what is the background, what is the outcome of those things, and all these people behind the bar, what is the reality of those charges, and Kathy will explain that. So we should be aware of that, and I think yes, the community, and we should raise our voice. And there is a bill also introduced by this Coalition for Civil Freedom, and we are supporting that, and they are working on that. That there should be some limitation putting by Congress on this entrapment, this capacity of FBI. There should be some more inspection going on. So I think all these techniques, and there are a lot of videos and a lot of documentaries were made, and I think we should create more awareness especially among Muslim youth, that what is going on. But I think it is in both ways balanced. Like, yes, government is doing that. Government and FBI is doing that, and it is absolutely sometimes illegal. Sometimes they are using some legal language, but overstretching all those definition or tafsir of those law which Congress has passed. But we have to resist. And resistance is one thing, working for the bill, awareness of that, but also among our own youth, among our own community, how to work in this American system, how to work more legit way to change the opinion of the elected official. That we should also learn about that. So it is a balanced approach we have to do against all these FBI tactics, but they are there. Historically, they are there. Those who are interested, they should read the history of what FBI doing this. What is the COINTELPRO means the whole thing. So they will then they can realize that whatever they have done against the Afro-American community, they have done against the Communist Party in 20s. Now they are doing exactly the same thing, same technique with some new labels against the Muslim community, and still they are doing that. So I think it's very important to be aware of that, to educate ourselves, and how to countering them, all those techniques in every way, legally, politically, and also in our community addressing those issues up front, instead of hiding and instead of saying, oh, there's no issue among ourselves. No, I think we should, playing on front foot, we should handle and we should tackle all those issues. So that is basically, inshallah ta'ala, ICNA Council for Social Justice, we are working on those issues with especially this group, Coalition for Civil Freedoms. They are working for all those families and those they are in prisons and their families. So we are supporting them, and I love that the Muslim community support more of all these efforts, inshallah ta'ala. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.